Hello everyone! Welcome to another stream of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. This is the second to the last stream, and we're on this court case right now. And of course I had no idea what the right answer was because I'm a big idiot. But luckily for me, I know. The victim was hit from behind and he fell over right into the lantern. And I need to submit the photo of the victim. Duh! Hey Fuzzy, how you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Fuzzy, I just have one thing to say to you. And do you know what that is? Oh, come on, volume. There you go. And you know what I gotta say to you? Hello, Siller, what's up? How you doing? You came in like a wrecking ball. You did. You know what I have to say to you two right now? It's this.
Objection!
Yay! Detective Sky, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance. For what? For embarrassing you in front of your idol. What do you mean? If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene... How's life treating you? It's good to see you both here. You'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. Ah! It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth's. There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony. Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back right down, then you're sadly mistaken. Siller, you can have first, even if you were here first. Oh, yeah, he can have first. Emma is usually fired up today. Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. If the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do my absolute best, too. Yeah? Yay! Listen, Mr. Wright, it's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right? Indeed, there was an excellent counter-argument, Detective. You can count on me, sir. So what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? Is it possible the victim's body was moved after he fell onto the lantern? It's not possible. Sorry, Detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death. Oh, really? And what makes you so sure? One look at this here and it should become obvious. The answer is... the me saving the game. Present the broken bits on the lantern on the body in the photo. Whoops. I think it's this, maybe? I think that's what the guide's talking about.
Take that!
Nope. Cool. Thanks, game. Thanks, no, it's the guide. Thank you, guide, for being useless. The broken bits of the lantern on the body. Broken bits on the lantern. Does anyone see broken bits on the lantern? Oh, this. Okay. I didn't even see that. I thought that was part of his clothes. Those broken bits on the lantern? Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off of it. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. This means that the victim must be lying face up before the lantern even broke. You're right. But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right? Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption from this case. If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started. In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception. What? Fuzzy and Siller, this is the final Ace Attorney case, by the way. After this, we're done. We done! How crazy is that, huh? In short, When Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, that wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims. Ah!
Objection!
Makes you sad? I know. All this time, but it's finally coming to a close. Luckily, though, I happen to have this game here. You know this game? Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim. Okay, are you going to play afterwards? That's a secret. I'll let you know on the day I stream it. It's a secret, though. And then tried to hide his body in the lantern after the event ended. You might have been here when I played it first. Fuzzy, when did you follow? Siller might have been here too, I'm not sure. The event ended. Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, what would the body have been where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario? That's... Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, this has opened up a new possibility. Do explain, Mr. Wright. Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that... Save just in case the guide is wrong. He was killed somewhere else. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else. Oh, you're right. You can run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? You don't remember? Click on your username, Fuzzy, and you'll know how long you've been here. Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed. Very well, Mr. Wright. In that case, what proves that the lantern and the body was moved from someplace else? Present the photo of the victim. The photo of the victim again? Yes. I'd like the court to focus on this thing right here. Present the flower petals. Yes. I better save just in case, has to be picture perfect, or frame perfect. Flower petals, Mr. Wright? These petals are from a kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means that they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else. And just where do you propose this somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals came from. Photo of the hold.
Take that!
Please take a look at the flowers and the picture of the hold. Notice how their petals are the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo? Yes, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower. Is that really all you've got? A flower is a flower is a flower. They're all the same. I would hardly call what you presented compelling evidence. I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave a flower of this type to my lovely wife once when we were young. So I can assure you that this is a very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The sole soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love. But, Your Honor, let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you'd actually give any to, after all. But maybe you should study up on them just in case the opportunity presents itself. No. This is from the man who only knows the names of 3 types of flowers. But that's hardly relevant to the case at hand. The defense asserts that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hold. If the body was placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason, it would completely destroy the prosecution's case. Then you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was... inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What?
Objection!
Uh-oh. The music stopped. Your smooth talk might work on his honor, but it won't work on me. What are you talking about now? Take another look at all of the evidence and you'll soon see what I mean. I wish he would just tell me already. Detective Sky, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct? How did they sneak a no... something insult into this game? Oh, they'll sneak a lot of things into this game. They'll sneak many, many things, Siller. You know what I'm talking about, or whatever, right? Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well. Let's see what you can do. Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court. The prosecution's rebuttal. No hitches insult, yet it censored it. No hitches? I don't even know what that even means. Hitches, I read that right. I can't see chat that well because I'm looking at a guide right now, by the way. And my computer where my other chat is on the floor right now. So, forgive me. But yeah, I don't know what hitches means. Sorry. Oh, bitches. No bitches insult. Shrug. Moving on. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There was no way it could be wrong. Oh, okay. It's clear Mr. Gloomsbury was killed after the reception, and that completely contradicts your claim. I guess so. Tell me you took at least a courtesy glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. It appears you've grown rusty since our last outing. Why do you suggest you go back and brush up on the basics? Sure, though I must say you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. I beg your pardon. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimating me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well, let's see you can put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. Arr. No. No. Yes. Save in case it's wrong. And... where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Fog machine.
Objection!
I admit that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. Finally, and that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception is still entirely plausible. Huh? What makes you think that? The killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this. And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall. And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death? Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic. Dry ice? Ah, yes, the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? I see. So your claim is that the dry ice was used to keep the body cold? Oh, in that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. Order! Order in this court! Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development? That the victim was killed in the hole before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim. Now we're getting somewhere. The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright. Huh? For what? I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fit into this case, but now thanks to you, I do. What piece of evidence? To get into the hole, one needs a key card like this one. And here we have a record of those who entered the hole with such key cards. The times aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. As you can see, the last person to enter the hole that day was the defendant. What? So the one who moved the body out of the hole must have been... That's right, it was none other than the defendant. Hey Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on here besides Ellen. Hey, you're right. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Snickety had also gone into the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection!
Sorry, but Mr. Nickety was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify to that fact if you'd like. Think me cocky all you'd like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Arg! Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly. What do you mean by discreetly? The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicion. Don't tell me you didn't know about Miss Wyatt volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright. For my last task as a servant of the Sprocket household, I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet. I see. Gah! Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie, even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is... Ellen Wyatt. Ag! Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one. That's where Phoenix always is, right guys? Heh, perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help in reviewing Defense for Dummies. Way to go, sir. You've got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat. I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to court today. It certainly made all of my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time, before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I see. Mr. Wright? Are there any less meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court? Why does he have to assume it'll be a bluff? Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there. I will. Well, alright then. Let's see. I've got it. How do you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her key card? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it. Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what? Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's key card. You can? Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold in spite of not being a family member? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, the defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hole with Miss Wyatt's card. Sadly, though, it's him.
Take that!
That's your witness? Are you saying that that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me. That's not surprising because Mr. Nickety told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed to have found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapel's hold to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took and gave me is proof. Then was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside to the reception hall? Hey, Foursquare. You are sus? Oh no, don't be sus. Be Ace Attorney instead. Do I have a sword for you, by the way? Sword. I don't see a sword, sorry. Apparently this is the murder weapon, Foursquare. Sorry. This is, your sword today. You need to get golfing. Ooh, you're going golfing. Get a hole in one, alright? Hole in one. In the name of Ulti. I mean, you. You know as well as I that with him anything is possible. And this is one possibility we should definitely look into. Oh, wait a minute, Foursquare. Look at Phoenix's hair. There's a bunch of swords in his hair. His spikiness. I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? You broke your glue, Corinne? Let me look. Glencairn. That's what you said. I gotcha. That's too bad. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school? When something smells, it's usually the butts. Exactly. Gah, that Larry. He'll pay for this. Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he was right up there in the gallery. Yikes! Bailiff sees the witness before he makes a run for it. No! Why does this stuff always happen to me? Glencairn, will all the wolves win tonight? Maybe. I'm gonna vote for your wolves because they're wolves and they're epic. Murder weapon is Phoenix Wright being a porcupine. Yep, that's the real murder weapon. Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself. Let us break for a 15-minute recess. I ask that both sides prepare for the next witness's testimony during this time. This'll be fun, right, guys? Where is Apollo? Apollo is in the kingdom of Karatin, and sadly, that is where he will stay. That's his new home now. Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. A face-off against Mr. Edgeworth, a harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. Woo, I'm exhausted already. Boss! I'm here for moral support. Athena, are you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm sorta ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. Rage. I know, sorry. He chose to stay behind, though. I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. That may be true, which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Huh? Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic. Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Run away! Hey, you're not getting off that easily. They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearlie. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him. We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? Leaving me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. Court will soon be back in session, Mr. Wright. Right, thank you. So Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. Who is Chusey's mom? If you don't want spoilers, cover your ears or mute the stream. Lucy's mother is actually in the first game, the first Apollo Justice game. She is Thalassa Grammary, also known as Lamiroyer. That is Chusey's mother. And now get ready for some fun, guys. Court will now reconvene. Nick, Edgy, the two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us, just Mr. Wright. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I gotta use whatever leads I can. Mr. Butts, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that had a dead body in it. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all I have to do is testify. Now then, your testimony, please, witness. Nick is a jerkface. Huh. Nick, you big fat stinking jerk. How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over. Well, that's a good testimony. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. Why me? You're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility. Thanks, old chum. Can't any of you show me a little respect, even just a shred? You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. I would if there were any testimony to cross-examine. Alright, here we go. Let's cross-examine this very helpful testimony, right? Nick, you big fat stinking jerk. Hold it! Come on, Larry. Can't you please give me something real to work with? Don't think I don't know about your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud objection and a super smug look on your face. Yeah, well, that is my job. And if I get found guilty, how are you going to take responsibility for what you've done? Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? You're a heartless jerk. Don't you have any compassion for me? How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Hold it! I'm sorry, Mr. Butts, but if it wasn't Miss Wyatt that entered the hold with that card, but it wasn't, then you're the most likely suspect. Nick, are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend? Well, technically yes, but it isn't personal, I assure you. Oh, a true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Don't they mean anything to you? Nick! You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you? Okay, fine. In that case. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over! Hold it! Larry, listen to me. Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore. This is getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss Wyatt will be found guilty. For real? If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butts, for real. Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move the lantern up to the reception hall? I never moved any bull lantern, I tell ya. Bull lantern? What? Did I say something weird? You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception. Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Yeah, so what? Then that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bull lantern? You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell there were two Pegabulls by looking at a Flying Chapel's pamphlet. All I can tell right now is that there's a strong scent of bull in the air in here. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butts. Anyone could tell there were two Pegabulls by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlet. Is this true, guys? Go Wolves! Has the game begun, Foursquare? Has it started? Go Wolves. And go Phoenix with his objection.
Objection!
I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a Pega cow and a Pega bull in their example diagram of the reception hall. Huh? But on that day, instead of putting a Pega cow and Pega bull out for the bride and groom, there were two male Pega bulls on display. Nah. You blended a couple of kiwis into your pisco sour. Will this be a wise decision, Foursquare? Or no? Yet somehow you knew there were two Pegabulls in the reception hall that day. Pisco? Is that how you say that? Whoops. There's only one way you'd know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the Pegabull to the reception hall, wasn't it? Ag! No! Larry, you didn't! Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall? But that's what it looks like. What? Well. Peaceco, I gotcha. Wait, Nick, you don't think I'm the murderer, do ya? Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him? But Maya, not you too. Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as it went. You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. You snuck into the reception? Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprocket men caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. It was pretty awful, actually, but that's when I made that drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick. I ex-nay on the aerodactyl patade, Larry. Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you? We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? How about no? That would be very silly. No, you're right, Edgeworth. Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and try to elope with her. Just cause I try to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer. I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Nick, oh buddy, oh pal, I knew you'd come through for me. Funny that, considering your sworn testimony just now, that we went through. Mr. Butts, it's time you told this court the whole truth. Understood? Okay, moving the lantern. It's just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. Uh-huh. I was poking around the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said, exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? Then that means the victim really was killed before the reception. It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme. Scheme? What scheme? This note from the defendant, exchanged with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note, and thus he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Gulp. That second lantern did feel pretty heavy, but I never would have thought there was a dead body in it. Arg, what was the note like that doing on a lantern in the first place? You've got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. You're leaving. Oh, bye, Siller. Thank you for coming. Have a good night, alright? See you, hopefully soon. It was simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful.
Objection!
What a sorry excuse, Miss Wyatt. The prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Miss Wyatt's hands. No way, Edgy, I don't believe it. Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course. My stances on the matter remained unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examination. Gladly. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. No. No. Not that one. There we go.
Hold it!
Nobody saw you the whole time when you were switching the lanterns? Nope, I didn't get caught. Not that time anyway. Not that time? Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time. I didn't have as much luck. Those sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me. All of my words are failing me right now. Pretty exciting, don't you think? Larry, you need help. And then they lock me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what are you asking about stuff like this for anyway? Shouldn't you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence? Well, is that statement of his important to the case? It's important. Mr. Butts trying to crash the reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe these might be important facts in this case, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Butts, please add that statement to your testimony. I tried to sneak into the reception hall, but I got caught and locked up in a cabin.
Hold it!
I got caught. Wolves are being hype? That's good. As wolves should be, because wolves are the best. Right, Foursquare? They got little swords in their mouth and on their paws. So you got locked up, and then what happened? I broke out. Then I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it. Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But hold on a minute. What is it, Nick? Maya, does something seem weird to you? Larry is saying you replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. Sorry, guys. Loud noise. I don't know if you could hear the loud noise or not, but there's a loud noise. Okay, that's right. Oh, wait. Huh? You're right. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency in the witness's statement? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Butts moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this! It contradicts with... To save the game. Contradicts with... The broken lantern! Is that? Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. Objection! Hey, stars! How you doing today? Objection, take that! How's life treating ya? Mr. Butts, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. What? Why not? You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right? Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? But you also just said that you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in a cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place. That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Mr. Butts, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception? I'm doing awesome, thanks. Just another day of Ace Attorney. You're good recovering from the Red Fair? Ooh, it was too hot. Aww. So it's both a woo and an aw for your predicament there. I hope you had fun, though. Which was it? Before or after? There's a world of difference between the two. Well, Mr. Butts? I guess I can't expect guys like you to understand. In a nutshell, it was both before and after the reception. What? I tried to sneak into the first reception and it got locked up. The first reception? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Then, through the power of Ellie's pendant, time got rewound and we went back to the time before the reception. It was after that when I replaced the lantern. So it was both before the reception and after the reception. Get it? We went back in time before the reception. So of course the reception would take place one more time after that. Right? That's why I said it makes perfect sense. Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual ailment I'm not aware of since I last saw him? Well, none of the sprockets seem to remember the time skip, but I do, and Ellie remembers it too. I think the power of our love for each other made that miracle happen. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but could you please translate this man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand? So now I have to be the one to explain about this whole time travel thing? Go on, Nick. I know you can do it. Looks like you don't have much of a choice, Nick. To heck with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. The defendant, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that, as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so, time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began. In what? I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen Wyatt and Larry Butts experienced time travel. What? That's cool, huh, Stars? Time travel is in this game now.
Objection!
What absolute rubbish! Mr. Wright, I've heard my fair share of your nonsense over the years, but this takes the cake. Have you thoroughly lost your mind? Ooh, I know, right?
Objection!
But this is simply the conclusion I came to, using that logic ability you love so much. What? The truth of the matter is the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time machines. So what if a time machine has already been successfully created? And what if that one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions? A time machine? Yeah, I even saw something while we were time traveling. I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was set to travel through time for their honeymoon trip? What? A pterodactyl?
Objection!
You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story. Well, As I thought. In any case, I now have the evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry. Ouch. Okay. Not so fast now, Edgy. I'm not the same old Larry you used to know. Oh? You want evidence? I've got your evidence right here. This is the photo I secretly took of the first reception. What? What? But Larry, I can't believe you. Well, anyway, good job. If we compare the photos of the first and second receptions and can find a difference, then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice. But do you really think of such a difference exists? Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you. This is preposterous. Very well. Please show the court what's different then. This is proof positive that the wedding reception was held twice. Come on now. There you go. Nice save. Alright. I did not mean to do that. Here it is, proof the reception was held twice. Where? Right here, Your Honor. Right where? Right... not here, maybe. It appears you've missed the mark, defense. Hope you take better aim next time before you fire off that mouth of yours. But my aim is usually impeccable. Better take another good look at the two photos before I answer again, though. Hee 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 hee. That was a mistake, though. It is right there.
Take that!
Please direct your attention to Miss Wyatt's bouquet of flowers. Okay. In the photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butts took, she is holding a red bouquet. You're right. That's impossible. What does this mean? It means the defendant really did experience two wedding receptions, and she did that when she traveled back through time. What? Mr. Butt. That's his name, Mr. Butts. Larry Butts. One of, the silliest characters in this game. Nick, you did it! You proved Ellen's time travel story to be true! Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Ellen said, the reception was held twice. This turns every assumption we based this trial on upside down.
Objection!
Monka S is Foursquare. I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience at best. There is simply no such thing as time travel. I know it's hard, but can't you suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth? I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Mr. Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, "That never happened!" every 5 seconds at the screen. Maybe you should stay away from the movie dates altogether. That's neither here nor there. This is a real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the two photographs. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how Fine, I'll entertain your absurd delusion, if only to demolish it before your very eyes. What? Let's start with this then, shall we? There's only one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. The defendant and Larry seem to remember the reception occurring twice, but no member of the Sprocket family has ever mentioned such a thing. That's because the time machine is classified as I'm not done, you bird brain. But bird brain! As I was saying, if the entire family has been sworn to secrecy, then why hasn't they sworn the woman who was marrying into a family to secrecy too? That's a good point. Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright. Even still, how do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There is proof in the photos that it did, and besides, if time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to go back to the days of my youth. You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you'd see. And they all say that time travel is just not logically feasible. Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick. Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test? Excuse me? The wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation? Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright? If the time travel doesn't exist, then there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon, and that somebody is... everyone at the reception! What if all the guests at the reception conspired together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it? What? And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing? Well, Clip, 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 clap. You just hit 70,000 ulti points. Oh my gosh, Foursquare. Soon you're gonna have enough to do 2 Discord calls. 2 of them! A brilliant deduction defense. Oh! I can tell that you are not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say I underestimated you. How so, Mr. Nickety? You have managed to name each event precisely as they happened. You have revealed it all to the light of day. But then, that means... It was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice. Not because of time travel, no. We simply held it a second time. What? Why? Why would you do such a thing? To make it as though the murder Miss Ellen committed never happened. Nah. Master Soren figured that if Miss Ellen, who'd killed Gloomsbury after the first reception, experienced the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream. It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only a few, myself included, knew of Miss Ellen's crime. Are you saying most of the guests attended 2 receptions without knowing why? Indeed, they needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and do it they did. This is the Sprocket way. Then who hid the body in the lantern? We did, but we did not anticipate the petals finding their way in, nor the actions of Mr. Butts. And that's how you intended to cover the whole situation up? There's just one thing everyone here has wrong. The real scene of the murder was not the hold, it was the Vista deck. What? But then Miss Wyatt's recollection of the events must be correct. I admit we tried to cover this incident up, but the fact that Miss Ellen killed Gloomsbury is undeniable. This is quite a turn of events. And so it appears we have arrived at the truth at last. Now. Please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Go on. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. You have enough for ulti call? Ooh, Stars does too. Oh my gosh. Only one person used it, by the way. Oh no. Foursquare used. Did you do it once? I forgot. Oh man, my memory stinks. If I forgot Foursquare, sorry. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. I bet you can't do it. I bet I can't either. Your Honor, we will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling.
Objection!
Just before the defendant lost consciousness during her attack, she says she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible that this third party is the third culprit.
Objection!
You still want us to believe the defendant's words? Perhaps you've lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third-person nonsense is nothing but rubbish, and you know it.
Objection!
But by the same token, how can we trust those who conspired and lied to fool this court of law? For all we know, they might still be hiding something. You never know when to quit, do you? Now, calm down, both of you. In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue this trial after both sides have investigated the matter further. Very well, Your Honor. Phew, that was close. Mr. Nickety? As for you and your cohort's attempt to cover up this crime, your case will be brought to a separate trial following the resolution of this current one. Understood, Your Honor. Well then, this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. Oof. Crazy, huh? Well, guys, time for everyone's favorite part of the stream. Guess what Disney movie I watched last night? I'll say this, guys, if you know your Disney songs, I will say that at long last, after many, many years, I finally know why we don't talk about Bruno. There's the clue. There's your clue. If you got it, then yay. You will redeem ulti call at some point. You know it. That's good. Yep, I saw Encanto, and it was pretty good. It was alright. Cool magical house, interesting main character, other cool characters. You know, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Did you like it? I think you liked it. You redeem it at some point, alrighty. What? So the whole time-traveling thing was just a ruse put on by the guests at the reception? Looks like it. I know there has to be some kind of trick to it. Wow, 2 wedding receptions. Can you imagine? I wonder how much that must have cost them. I have no idea. But if you have to ask, you're not rich enough to want to know. Still, if you got the money, it's a pretty good way to cover things up, if you ask me. Hey, it's, I am man, hello. I am, yeah, that's how you say that. But what's up? How you doing today? Welcome to the Ace Attorneys. You've got that right. I'm sure I would have been completely fooled. Hi, I'm back. Hey Maya, are you all set to go? Yep, ready when you are. So, what should we start with? Let's see with reviewing what we learned at the trial. What Ellen thought was time travel was really just a performance put on by the Sprockets, but other than that, it seems that what Ellen told us was actually all true. So what really matters right now is the identity of the mystery person Ellen said she saw while she was being attacked. So who is this mystery person? That's the million-dollar question, I'm afraid. But if we want to clear Ellen of any suspicion, then figuring out who they are is key. Objection! Nuh-uh. Let me see the name. I am Mel, hello. I am Mel. Sorry, again, I can't see chat that well. I'm looking at a guide right now. Ace is sus so far? Ace is sus? Oh no. I think I'll take toilets for 200, for 200 instead, Mr. Wright. Well, at least there was only so many people on the airship that night, and we know who the mastermind of the whole cover-up plot was too, so that's good. I can actually go to, my actual Twitch chat and talk. Give me a second, guys. You mean the groom, Soren Sprocket, right? Exactly. He might know something that could help us out. So then, what am I doing here? Oh, it's Larry. I'm a very busy man, you know. Well, all the other people involved are Soren's family members. Alright, I can see everyone's name now. Good. So I thought I'd better start by interviewing you. Even if I probably shouldn't trust a word out of your mouth. Oh man, I have a really tight schedule, but aw heck, what are friends for, right? Okay pal, go ahead, ask me anything. You do remember it was you who came to me for help in the first place, right? Talk. The incident. I want to go over exactly what happened when, before I stepped outside this office again. Since you were there, Larry, do you think you could help me get it all straight in my head? If I gotta. Okay, so the first reception was held at 7 p.m. on the day of the incident. That's the one you tried to crash, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. And then they locked me up in a cabin. It was awful, I tell you. Too bad we're not here to focus on you, Larry. And then the incident occurred after this first reception at around 10. Ellen was attacked in the reception hall by Gloomsbury and his big hand. He forced her out onto the Vista deck and was just about to kill her. But Ellie fought back and ended up killing old Gloomsbury instead. To cover it up, the family quickly threw together a second reception. That's what Edgy is claiming anyway, but I know my Ellie didn't do it. The key point here is the mystery person Ellen says she saw strike Gloomsbury just before she passed out. Did you see anybody suspicious skulking around that day? Nope, not a soul. Because I was locked up in a cabin at the time. But you managed to escape and sneak back into the reception hall. That's when you switched the lantern in the event hall with the lantern in the hold, right? Did you see anybody then? Nope, the place was completely undeserted. I guess cause that Pierce Butler guy had everybody gathered together somewhere. That makes sense. He must have been going over that cover-up plan with them. So clearly the murder had already happened by the time Larry got out. They must have gotten everything ready fast and had the second reception soon after that. Then after that second reception, Ellie went to clean up the reception hall. And as luck would have it, that's when she found the body in the lantern I brought up. I tried to do something nice for Ellie out of the goodness of my heart, and this happened. We still don't know exactly what happened during the actual murder itself. We'll just have to look into it, along with the identity of that mystery person. Real quick, guys, I'm gonna examine a thing. It's Charlie! His branches are as handsome as ever. Charlie seems happy to see you too, Maya. His leaves are greener than usual today. Well, he looks super healthy. We always make sure he's watered and well cared for. And by we, I mean Athena and Trucy. Ouch. Poor Charlie. So while the murder was taking place, you were locked up in a cabin. Did you see anything unusual while you were in there? In the cabin? Let's see. Well, there was that pterodactyl flying through the sky. That's pretty unusual. Oh right, that drawing of that pterodactyl you saw. What's with all the air quotes? I really did see it, I swear. But Larry, the time travel thing never actually happened, which means you couldn't have seen a real pterodactyl flying through the sky. Uh-oh, are you doubting the eyes of a super popular picture book author? No, I'm just sure you saw something else and mistook that for a flying reptile. Nick, you're making me doubt my own eyes. No, I'm not even sure what I saw. Either way, you have no idea what actually happened at the real scene of the murder. That's right, and I can say that with every confidence. Oh wow, would you look at the time? I better go. I have a book signing to get to. A book signing? Whose book? Whose do you think? It's mine, of course. It's a Larisse Stoneham book signing. I bet you went around and begged a bunch of bookstores to let you do one. Of course not. They're the ones coming around to beg me. Looks like I guessed right. Anyway, I have to go. I'll send you 10 copies of my new book that just got released the other day, alright? 10? That's very generous of you. What are you talking about? I'm gonna send you the bill too, of course. Just put him down as office expenses or something. Well, see ya! Hey, Midren. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Ace Attorneys. How you doing today? Well, wait, Larry, we don't need... he's gone. I'll take a copy, boss. Oh, and make sure it's signed. Oh boy, Trucy's not gonna like this office expense. There goes our first lead. What do you want to tackle next, Nick? Right, we should really hit the streets now, huh? How about we go see Ellen? Sounds good, boss. Bet I can cheer her up. I thought you were going to help Trucy with their magic show again today, Athena. Weren't you supposed to go meet her right about now? Trucy said she was going to practice her new trick on you, if I recall. On me? Really? Trucy's show is an important source of income for our agency, you know? You can leave that case to us, so go on ahead and run along now. But, boss! Off you go, Athena. No, I don't want to die! You're replaying Tears and it's annoying. You're doing a 100% run. Oh no, a 100% run. That's gonna take you a while, Midran. You have 200 Koroks before the first dungeon. That's pretty good, actually. You're gonna have a lot of storage space. Okay. There. Okay. Your attorney's badge looks so nice and shiny on your lapel. It's so cool, like the mark of a true hero. If I can be a hero to my clients, that's good enough for me. In that case, I'll be the commander that controls the hero from behind the scenes. Wait, are you saying you've been manipulating me all this time? Go Robo-Wright to the crime scene! Guess that makes me a robo-lawyer? Robo-Cop. Alright, I guess, to the center. You're trying to do the Robot as your first dungeon? Oh, the Robot one. Oh. Just getting a drink. Don't mind me, guys. Good stuff. Oh, my poor sweet Soren. I wonder how he's getting along without me. Hello, Ellen. Oh, Mr. Wright, what's going to happen with the trial, do you think? Well, first and foremost, we have to hurry up and go find this mystery person you saw just before you passed out. Now, Midran, by the way, will you do it with a glider or with no glider? Because that might be a fun challenge for you, a gliderless run. Do you think that person could be the real killer? It's quite possible, and if we can prove that, we can clear you of all charges. Actually, would you happen to know where Soren is right now? He's usually busy with meetings all afternoon, but he should be home by evening. Think I'd better go have a chat with him later then. Why am I being treated to a view of someone's underwear? Mr. Wright, don't tell me. You suspect my sweet Soren? Well, he is the one who masterminded the second reception after the time skip, so I thought he might be able to tell us something. How could you, Mr. Wright? You can't possibly think. My Soren would never kill anyone. All right, just calm down. No, not if you're accusing my Soren. Please, I'm not accusing anybody, so please put the pen and ladle down, all right? Really? Cross my heart. So for now, would you mind if I ask you a few more things about the case? I better be careful not to provoke her. Remember that couple we helped get together in Breath of the Wild? I might need names, Midran. My memory is very bad. I'm curious. Smile! Oh, that camera. What is it pointed at, anyway? If they're trying to film the defendant, shouldn't it be pointed more this way? Smile! You're on whatever camera. Nerhateno. Can you give me the names of the couple? If you tell me the names, I'll know them, I bet. Could you tell me about Soren? There's nothing to tell. He's squeaky clean. Alright, okay. Maybe I should avoid the topic of Soren right now. Well, let's talk about something else then. Fine, but you won't hear a peep out of me about Soren. Talk about pulling teeth. Pierce Nickety. Could you tell me about Pierce Nickety then? Pierce, he came to Sprocket Manor about a year ago. As the family butler, he's now in charge of everything in the household. Only a year ago? Did he have some kind of special connection with the family? I'm just a maid, so I'm not privy to such things, I'm afraid. He might have been Soren's order, but Pierce is the one who coordinated the whole thing. He's the one who really orchestrated the grand time travel farce. He must have quite a bit of authority in the family. But no matter how good he is at his job, how could anybody gain that much influence in a single year? I really don't know. I mean, he is an excellent butler. Wouldn't that explain it? Is it really as simple as that? Time travel. What you thought was time travel was really just a cover-up carried out by your in-laws. Pierce said Soren was the one who ordered the whole thing. Gonna go. Aw, bye, Midren. Have a good one, alright? Good luck getting them Koroks. All 900 of them, I think, right? Bye! I still can't believe it. Even if the second reception was fake. Soren would never use time travel for something like that. 2K? 2K Koroks? What? Well, good luck, my friend. I would lose me marbles if I had to get that many. He's very serious about his time machine research, you know? I heard there's a reason he's researching time machines, actually. Something about something he wishes he could change. But isn't the whole idea of traveling back in time a little fantastic? I don't think so. After all, Soren said real-time travelers do exist. Really now? You think he knows someone who actually traveled through time? That's right. I haven't seen it personally, but Soren said it as much. So I believe it. Somebody who actually traveled through time, huh? It's pretty hard to believe. This will be your second time 100%ing Tears of the Kingdom. You did it already? Wow. That's some dedication, my friend. I'm proud of ya. Thank you, Ellen. You're going out to do your investigation now, aren't you? Yes, that's right. Please make sure you don't cause Soren any trouble, okay? I'm afraid I can't promise you that. What? Please, whatever you do, please don't upset my poor Soren any further. I'm begging you. I'll do my best not to cause him any unnecessary trouble. Oh, I couldn't bear if Soren would ever came under suspicion. I'd rather be found guilty myself. Wah! Yikes. Ellen, please don't work yourself up like this. You don't want Soren to worry, do you? Ugh, those eyes. That makeup. Blah, blah, blah. No, you're right. And the floodwaters recede once more. So what do we do now, Nick? Well, Helen said Soren is usually in meetings until the evening, so let's save our house call until then. Why don't we go to the mooring deck and figure out our next move from there? Roger, Nick. Roger. Mooring deck. 200 Breath of the Wild one time without knowing how to wind bomb. Or bliss and 2 times when glitched. Wow, that's something. Did you do it on hard mode? There's my next question. So, where should we start? Let's see. Are there any places we haven't examined yet? We already investigated the reception hall and Sprocket Manor. I know, we haven't looked at the Vista deck or the hold yet. Hey, you're right. We've got some pretty important places left to examine, don't we? The Vista deck is the actual scene of the murder, right? And the lantern with the body in it was stored in the hold. I think there's a good chance we'll find some important clues in those locations. Do we know how to get to the hold? Good question. I think it was labeled in that diagram of the airship in this pamphlet. There it is. Hold. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Examine anything here? I don't think there's anything to examine here. What are these two doing? They're playing tennis. And there's a doggy. Ah! And a Ferris wheel. Okay. To the hold! Lots to examine here, lads. So this is the hold. This is where Pierce orchestrated the whole cover-up operation. Better go over this place with a fine-tooth comb. Hey, Nick. Weren't we supposed to need a card key to get in here? Huh? You're right. I wonder why it was unlocked. How's it going, Mr. Wright? Ha-ha! Emma, what are you doing here? Just a little independent investigation for my own sake. Gotta keep the mind sharp. So the door's security system was turned off for the police investigation. We'd like to investigate the hold ourselves. Would that be alright? Yeah, sure. The police just finished their examination anyway. Thanks. We'll just take a quick look around then. Oh, right. You should know that the floor doubles as a huge lift. You can use that lever way back there to raise it with the Vista deck. The police inspected it already, but didn't find anything of particular interest, it seems. If you do go up to the Vista deck with the lift, be careful not to fall off. Got it. Thanks. This goes double for you, Maya. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's get this show on the road. The incident. Any progress with your investigation? Nothing conclusive yet, I'm afraid. Almost everybody was involved with the cover-up, so it's hard to know who or what to believe. I know what you mean. Unless you have some compelling evidence, I'm afraid it's going to be a tough trial for you. You're telling me. There isn't much time left, so I've just got to make do and see what I can turn up. Yeah. Examine the cake. You like cake, guys? Oh, it's a cake, Nick. A cake. It's so big, they wouldn't miss one little piece, would they? If you're that in the mood for a mouthful of styrofoam, sure, knock yourself out. You mean it's not real? Well, it fooled me. I was so ready to have some that I was really craving cake now. Come on, Nick, let's go get some. Maybe after the trial is over. Oh, candle. Huh? It looks like there are some fingerprints on this candelabra. Yeah, I just got done dusting that. I was able to pull a set of left-hand prints. Do you know whose prints they are? Yes. The prints belong to the victim, Doomis Gloomsbury. Nick, I just figured out something amazing. You did? Get this. If the fingerprints on this candelabra were from his left hand, then Mr. Doom and Gloom must have been left-handed. What do you think of that? Do I have the markings of a great detective or what? You're a real silly Sally if you thought that deduction was in any way encyclopedic. Hey, you're pretty good, Maya. I looked into it myself, and sure enough, the victim really was left-handed. Really? I got it right? Awesome! Good for you, Maya. Good for you? That's all you gotta say. I think you did a real good job, Maya. Way to go. I guess one can never have too much info. Now you're talking. Hehehe. But, come to think of it, this candelabra isn't in the photo Larry took of the hole, is it? That picture was taken when they were getting ready for the first reception, right? The candelabra must have been brought in here sometime after that, then. It's still possible it had something to do with the incident, though. I'd better add it to the evidence file, just in case. Cool. Oh, by the way, Mr. Wright, you can have this fingerprint powder if you like. You're giving this to us? Sure. I have 4 other sets. Thanks. I feel like there's something more to the candelabra, but I can't put my finger on it. Like it's missing a candle, maybe? I can't examine it, sadly. Oh well. Oh, look, Nick, it's an airplane. Wonder if Soren built that one too. Hey, why don't we take it for a spin? Just a quick tour around the neighborhood. And who do you propose is going to pilot that wooden death trap? Me, of course. Who else? Don't worry, I've seen people fly airplanes on TV plenty of times. I think I'll pass. I've still got my whole life ahead of me. Ha 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 ha. Ho ho ho. What's that? A wedding bell? According to the pamphlet, it's used on the Vista deck during the wedding ceremonies to bless the newlyweds. Guess they disassembled and stored it away here in the hold when it's not being used. There's something to candelabra, but you can't put your finger on it. Ouch! Ha! Oh yeah, he's on finger on fire. And the spike at the end, there might be a spike. Plus, sometimes they sing. One of them sings. Am I right, Star? So, there are 2 male peggable lanterns in the reception hall. That must mean that these 2 are female Pegacow lanterns. Larry got their sexes mixed up when he replaced the one in the reception hall, huh? Didn't he see the horns? The difference is pretty glaring, if you ask me. And yet he managed to not to notice. That's what makes Larry Larry. And Larry being Larry is why I've never seen more than my fair share of trouble for a lifetime. Oh, Mr. Wright. You know the lantern the victim was found inside of in the reception hall? Just about to go pierce it back together so the police can examine it. Oh, okay. We'll stop by for a look too once you're done fixing it. Right. Lots of, nothing. Here's this lever. Oh, look! There's the lever to lift Emma... to the lift Emma told us about. Let's try going up in it. I'll go flip the switch. Here goes nothing. Wait, I'm not even on it yet. Ooh. Hey, Maya, stop the lift. Whoops, sorry. I got a little carried away. Never mind that. Move over a little. Okay. Star, do you see something wrong here? Is that blood? But blood? Let me see. Could it be Mr. Gloomsbury's blood? Well, this lift goes up to the Vista deck where the murder took place, so I think that's most logical conclusion. Catch up? No, it was something else. Did you see below the deck? There was a bottomless pit. Isn't that insane? But I thought the victim was clubbed to death and that there wasn't much blood. Something tells me I'd better take a picture of this. Ka-chink. Yeah, see? Bottomless pit. To nothing. I should ask Emma about it some more later. Maya, can you bring the lift back down now? You got it. I'll go flip the switch again. There. Done! I want to find out some more about that bloodstain, but for now, I guess we should go up to the Vista deck and take a look around the actual crime scene for ourselves. The view must be great from up there. I bet it'll be awesome. You mean it would be if it wasn't the scene of a murder. Okay, to the Vista deck we go. Make sure you actually get on the lift this time, Nick. I know. Okay, I'll just flip the switch again and away we go! Man. How much money would I have to spend to get a blimp, by the way, guys? I really want one now. Wow, look at the gorgeous view! So this is where Ellen was attacked, and Mr. Gloomsbury was killed. Yeesh, one wrong step and its curse splat on the ground below. Should we go investigate the stuff that's a little closer to the edge? Well, I don't see much of anything over there. A police investigation didn't turn up any clues either, so maybe we don't need to? Oh, I get it. You're scared, aren't you, Nick? Of course not. Come on, let's go back down and finish checking out the hold. Ka-chunk. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it, guys? I want to ride a big lift like that. So, this is the airship's engine. It's pretty impressive. And it's all rhythmic like a heartbeat. It's the literal heart of the flying chapel. Look at all those huge gears spinning around and around and around and around and... Oh, I think I'm starting to get dizzy. Yeah, me too. What a bunch of jokers. These are the flowers we saw in Larry's photo. The petals make them look like little gears. A perfect flower for this rocket family, huh? Maybe they were going to shower the couple with the petals? You mean kind of like how people throw rice or confetti? Yeah, like that. Only these were found at the scene of a murder instead. Well, that's cringy. These must be the dishes and glasses they use for the receptions. Very fancy. Bet we'd be in big trouble if we broke any of them. Oh, I want to see Nick. You, young lady, need to stay far, far away from them. Nick, you think I'm going to break them, don't you? Let's just say your rap sheet for breaking things doesn't help your case. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Maya. Guess we need to present the thing now. That. Emma, about this bloodstain, doesn't something about it strike you as odd? What's so odd about the victim's blood? That's not exactly... There's something about it that bothers me. Now that you mention it, I can't say I necessarily disagree with you. Maybe I should talk about this some more with her. Emma, could we check out this candelabra a little more? Little more? What do you... Oops! What happened? I almost dropped the candelabra and the candle slipped off. Well, let's be careful with that. It might be important evidence. Wait a minute. Now what? One of the pins that holds the candles is broken. What? There's definitely something fishy about this candelabra. There is? What makes you say that? Call it forensic investigators' intuition. We already dusted this for prints earlier, so let's test it with the luminol this time. Knowing Emma, she'd use every test she has at the same time if she could. Just hang on, this will only take a second. Hope this turns up a new lead somehow. Well, Emma, did you find anything? Take a look at this, Mr. Wright. Oh! What is all this blood doing on here? There. Well. Maybe somebody got hurt while they were setting up for the reception. These pins are pretty sharp, but if one of the pins is broken, it means there was some force involved. You think maybe somebody got stabbed? But nobody reported anything like that. Hang on a minute. Okay. Report anything like that. That's quite a bit of blood. I wonder whose it is. If I have anything that might shed some light on that, I should probably show it to Emma. Wait, what was the history? Whoops. If I have anything that sheds some light on that, you might show it to Emma. So, in other words, present everything. What about it? There's something about it that's been bothering me. Oh yeah? What's that? There's a lot. Well, there's a huge bloodstain on the crime scene lift, and a bloodstained candelabra. Now, this is only a guess, but I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from... the same source? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe these two bloodstains are from the same source. I guess that is a possibility. Can we compare the two bloodstains? Would that take a lot of time? Are you kidding? Don't underestimate the power of science. It'll be done in a jiffy. And the results are in. That didn't take long now, did it? It seemed that the blood from the lift and candelabra are from the same person. Well. Well, the victim was clubbed to death and there wasn't all that much blood. But if this isn't Mr. Gloomsbury's blood... Well, this is just a guess, but... What if Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed somebody with the candelabra pin? That would explain both the huge blood stain on the lift and the blood on the candelabra. Oh my goodness, if that's true, then that means there was somebody else present at the scene of the murder. It does, doesn't it? This just might be substantiate Ellen's statement about a third person. Emma, could you have seen this blood? Could you have this blood analyzed? Sure thing. Mysterious bloodstain on a candelabra with the victim's prints on it. This just might be the thing to back up Ellen's memory of seeing a third person. Next up, the reception hall. It might be worth taking another look around in there. Reception hall? The forensics team is in there investigating right now. Oh, they are? Well, we don't have time to just sit around, so let's go check out something else. Good idea. We could go question some people. Especially Soren. I have quite a few questions for that guy. Sounds good, Nick. Off to do some legwork then. Yep, I thought we'd head to Soren's house for starters. Was accompanying the police on their investigation here earlier, but he's probably home by now. Great, thanks. Later, Emma. Later. I guess the foyer, right? Welcome back to the foyer, everyone. I still can't get over how gorgeous Sprocket Manor is. Just don't touch anything. I wasn't going to. She was definitely going to. I was told I had guests. Thank you for seeing us, Soren. We know you're busy. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the case if you wouldn't mind. Soren? You're Ellen's lawyer, right? Huh? Yes, that's right. Don't tell me he doesn't remember me. Will Ellen be found guilty? We're doing everything we can to prevent that. That's why we're here investigating. Will you please tell us what you know? Soren? Alright, fine. What was that pause all about? What a strange person, huh? Very strange. It was you who gave the order for that large-scale cover-up plan, isn't that right? What large-scale cover-up plan? Don't play dumb with us. You held 2 wedding receptions in order to try to cover up Mr. Bloomsbury murder. Ellen thought that, through the power of the timekeeper you built, she traveled back in time. Ah, so that's why there were 2 receptions. Wait, does he seriously not know why the reception was held twice? Looks like I'll have to delve deeper here. Time travel. So the cover-up scheme, that fake trip through time, you're not the one who was behind it all? Pierce Nickety stated in court that you were the one who ordered it to be carried out. Pierce said that. I see. I leave them in charge of everything around me. So whatever he decides is, in a sense, my decision too. So I take it that you didn't know anything about the cover-up? That's none of your business. But you were in 2 wedding receptions in a row, and still you claim to know nothing? I have nothing more to say to you. Please leave. But Soren... Oh, don't throw it. Oh, he threw it. He threw it. Ow! Oh, there's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Go away. It doesn't get clearer than that, huh? Looking especially uncooperative, but maybe I can grab his attention somehow. There's still that one piece of evidence I don't know much about. It's worth a try. Yeah, you know what that is? It's the life blood stain. No, maybe not. Soren, have you ever seen this Have you ever seen this before? That's... Soren, what is it? Nothing. Why did his whole demeanor change all of a sudden? He's gone pale as a ghost, too. Thud. Soren? Nick, look at his stomach! He's bleeding! Somebody help! Soren's collapsed! Uh-oh. Master Soren! Get him to the hospital! Quickly now! Is that bad? I think that's bad, guys. Poor Soren. That must be one serious wound. What is it, Nick? Well, when I showed him the candelabra, his whole demeanor changed. So I was just thinking that maybe his injury is... Huh? What's this? It's Soren's notebook. He must have dropped it in the rush to get him to the hospital. Oh, his notebook, huh? Wonder what's written in it, don't you? Come on, you know you want to take a peek. Soren's notebook. What to do? I feel guilty snooping around in somebody's personal notebook, but maybe we should take a little look-see. Wow, it's filled with big words written in tiny letters. I guess he uses this notebook to write down his invention ideas? Huh? What is it? Did you find something? After March 8th of last year, the content of this notebook changes dramatically. Like how? Well, ever since that date, Soren's been writing down every detail of his life. As in every. Maybe he decided to start keeping a diary, but this is way too detailed to be an ordinary diary. Either he's really compulsive, or maybe he's just plain forgetful. But is it really as simple as that? I feel like something happened on March 8th that made Soren change. Well, why don't you let me take a look at that and I'll tell you. Hey, Maya, let's go or we'll rip it. Eep! Now look what you did. You dropped it. You should have just let me take a look. How is this my fault? Oh no, Nick! Ack! It fell into that pool of Soren's blood. I can't read a thing on these 2 pages now. Uh-oh, you're gonna get it now. Ugh, I guess it really is my fault after all. Let's just put it away carefully for now. We can't let anything else happen to it, you know? You hear? Oh dear. Oh no. Huh? Hey look, there's something sticking out of the notebook. Oh, Rail Company hair dies in crash. Looks like a newspaper article. Let's see, it's about the car accident Soren's sister died in. It happened on March 8th. That's the day Soren's notebook completely changed. Oh wow. What else does it say? It says the driver at the time of the accident was Dumas Gloomsbury. It says Soren was in the car too, and that he had sustained several injuries. It's just like Pierce said. Soren completely changed after the incident. Well. So Gloomsbury was driving the car when they got into that accident. That opens up the distinct possibility of Soren holding a grudge against Gloomsbury. You think Soren could have... I don't know. It's not like I have any proof. We should talk to Pierce about this when we return Soren's notebook to him. Though he doesn't seem to be doesn't seem to be here right now. Maybe he's at the Flying Chapel. Is he at the Flying Chapel in the hold? He is not. Maybe in the mooring deck. Yep. I guess that's where he is. I sure hope Pierce is around here somewhere. Ah, Mr. Wright and Miss Fay. Oh, how lucky is that, huh? Hello, Pierce. We were just looking for you. I'm sorry for Master Soren's sudden departure earlier. You have my sincerest apologies. It was totally understandable, really, but shouldn't you be at his side right now? It's fine. The other servants are with him, and I am in constant contact with him. Do not forget to give him his pain medication, and to be sure to keep him hydrated. Also, see to it that he is not up and about. He needs complete bed rest. Is this what happens when you're too rich for normal peasant phones? I must return to Master Soren now, but did you want something of me? Actually, here's Soren's notebook. He dropped it when he collapsed. Oh, Pierce doesn't notice the bloodstain. Oh, thank you very much for this. I will see to it personally that Master Soren gets it back. Thank you. I trust you did not look inside? Oh, of course not. Because it is filled with numerous patent-worthy ideas, you see? Look, I know you're busy, but would you mind if I ask you a few questions about the case? Well, as I said, I must be getting back to Master Soren. So if you could make it quick, I would be greatly appreciated. Alright, I'll make this as quick as I can. I want to see this billboard real quick. Something about it looks familiar. Wow, that sign really got smashed up. There were some really high winds yesterday, and they say that the bench was blown right into the sign. Wow, I wish I could have seen that. If you'd been there, you would have gotten blown away by the wind too, you know. That sounds kind of fun, actually. Don't tell me you never tried to use an umbrella to fly when you were a kid. I think I'll take staying alive over fun. Thank you very much. Ha 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 ha. Look at the sky. Very nice. The cover-up. I'd like to ask you about the cover-up you try to pull off. I told everything that there is to tell in court already. Disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Sounds like a lovely job description. I have nothing more to say on the matter. I will say I do not think it's wise to spend time on topics that have already been discussed. Right. What about the accident? Pierce, could you tell us a bit more about this accident? Where did you find that? And did I not already tell you about that accident? You did, but you conveniently left out one crucial detail. The fact that Dumas Gloomsbury was driving the car at the time. Oh, did I not mention that? I suppose it simply did not come up then. If Mr. Gloomsbury caused the accident, why didn't the Sprocket family fire him? Wouldn't that usually be the natural consequence of such a huge mistake? Please do not misunderstand. Bloomsbury stayed on with the family. Oh, got a little message. Whoops. Okay, on Master Soren's request. What? That is the type of person Master Soren is. Perhaps it was the influence of Miss Selina's kind nature. She was such a sweet person that even in her last moments, she thought of Master Soren. Not only did Soren not hold a grudge against Gloomsbury, He insisted on keeping him on. Oh, I really don't understand how that guy's mind works. He's strange, huh? So, you were present for Selina's Sprocket's last moments? Yes, in my professional capacity. The accident happened on the way to a certain party. And what kind of party was it? It was Miss Selina's engagement party. Gloomsbury's injuries were minor, but Miss Selina's and Master Soren's were critical. They were brought to the Sprocket family's regular hospital. Wow, to have such a terrible thing happen on what was to be a day of celebration. Thanks to the surgeon in charge, Master Soren pulled through. But Miss Selina, she... Aww. The last words Miss Selina said to me were... Please help Soren. Ever since then, I have attended Master Soren and tried to help him in any way I can. The wolves died. Oh, really? Did they lose already? They lost that fast, Foursquare? Man! Who were they, playing against? I have attended Master Soren. I see. Selina's fiancé must have been devastated. Indeed. Who cares? Oh, Dallas. Dallas, Texas. Who cares? Rest in peace, the wolves. Maybe next time? The shock of losing Miss Selina was so great he quit being a surgeon. He was a surgeon? Wait, so the surgeon who tried to save them both was he... Yes, he was Miss Selina's fiancé. What a terrible tragedy. How awful. So where's her fiancé now? Good question. I wonder that sometimes myself. So Selina had a fiancé. I'd like to find out more about him, but I doubt I'll find him I'll find him anytime soon. So, are we done here? I'm afraid I must be going. Could you please just tell me a little more about Soren? There is nothing more to tell. I can't seem to get any real answers out of him just by asking questions. But there is that piece of evidence I still don't know much about. Maybe he'll be able to tell me something about it. Yeah, exactly. You know, the newspaper article. Even now it is painful to remember the accident. Click. And Master Soren is not the only one who suffers still. The entire Sprocket family was plunged into deep sorrow. A sorrow they still feel to this day. Now I can understand why Soren changed so much after the accident. That is why I do not want to bring up the car accident again. Hope you understand. Yes, I understand. So I guess the topic is out. Do you recognize this, Pierce? It is not really something I care to look at, but it was you and the others who tried to cover things up in the hold, wasn't it? I left that entirely to my subordinates, so I really don't know anything about it myself. Pierce was in charge of handling the guests and relatives, so he must know a lot more than he's letting on. Yeah, what's going on here, huh? Did that, activate a new thing? Nope. Pierce, have you ever seen this candelabra before? No, I do not know anything about it. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My Magatama reacted. Pierce must be trying to hide something from me. Have to break those Psyche locks and find out what. Here we go again, guys.
Take that!
What's going on, Pierce, huh? Why do you got Psyche locks? Pierce, you're hiding something from me about this candelabra, aren't you? It is one of the candelabras from the Flying Chapel, is it not? Is there something special about it? Actually, yes. There's some blood on it, you see? I think the blood might belong to this person. Save the game. I'm gonna try to do this without a guide.
Take that!
Soren had a rather nasty wound on his body, doesn't he? Nah. Yes, Master Soren is indeed injured. Are any of the other people involved with this case injured? Not as far as I know. I see. Then let me ask you this, Pierce. Do you suppose Soren could have been made more directly involved than you're letting on? What in the world would make you think that? Oh, I've got my reasons. Mr. Gloomsbury's fingerprints were found on this candelabra stem, which leads me to believe that Mr. Gloomsbury stabbed Soren with it. You cannot possibly think Master Soren is the one responsible for the murder. I don't have any conclusive evidence of that at the moment, but I do think he had a motive. This proves that Soren had a motive to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. It's
Take that!
the Take That. Even though it was an accident, Mr. Gloomsbury was the man responsible for taking Soren's sister away. Let us suppose that Gloomsbury did stab Master Soren with the candelabra. Can you prove that it had anything to do with this case? He might have been stabbed at some other location for some other reason. Sorry, but I can prove it was related to this case. Oh, really? Soren's stabbing and Mr. Gloomsbury's death are definitely connected. Are they now? This is the piece of evidence that ties Soren's injury to Mr. Gloomsbury's murder. Will confess, I don't remember what this last one is. Newspaper, lift, candelabra, being hit twice, photo. No idea. No idea, guys. The note, maybe?
Take that!
I'm not sure what you're trying to tie together with that. I guess that wasn't it. I'll have a servant see you home. No, wait, please give me another chance. Please, Mr. Wright, do not detain me with nonsense any longer. Alright.
Take that!
Looks like I don't take damage.
Take that!
The lift, for some reason. A bloodstain was found on the side of the lift that goes between the hold and Vista deck. Its blood matches the blood that's on the candelabra. I obtained the results straight from the police, so I can assure you this information is correct. This bloodstain on the lift indicates an important fact. It shows us that Gloomsbury wasn't there. Soren was there during the crime. Soren's blood is on the lift, which can only mean one thing. He was there, wasn't he? Soren was at the scene of the crime. You are very astute, Mr. Wright. It appears I cannot hide this from you any longer. Very well. I will tell you everything. Yay! Psyche locks explode! Pierce the secret! Oh, gosh darn it. Wrong. Why does it not? Why does it stay at the top one? Alright. Yeah. Gotta skip the dialogue again. My apologies, ladies and gents. Could you tell me about Soren's injury? Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Soren himself. As you surmised, Master Soren was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. It happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Soren went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when Master Soren was stabbed with the candelabra, he said. Even though Master Soren was badly injured, he went after Gloomsbury. So Soren really was at the scene of the murder, wasn't he? Yes, that is correct. However, by the time Master Soren arrived at the scene, Gloomsbury had already been murdered. So Pierce is saying that Soren was at the crime scene, but that he didn't have anything to do with the murder itself. Even still, why are you trying to keep such an important piece of information from me? I am very sorry. Master Soren's injury and Gloomsbury's murder was not directly related, so I decided not to mention it, so as not to unnecessarily complicate the investigation. Now then, I am sorry, but I'm afraid I really must go now. Please excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Pierce should have just told us everything in the first place and saved us a lot of time. Yeah, but I guess it isn't that simple for him. He is the family butler after all. He sure didn't make our job any easier though, did he? But at least we learned something new. Soren was at the scene of the crime. That's true. One step forward is better than none. So, what next, Nick? Let's see. The forensics team might be done investigating the reception hall by now. Let's go check it out. Sounds like a plan. Reception hall. Hooray. Oh, there's a maid over there, washing the windows. Looks like the police are done with their investigation in here. I wonder if it's okay for us to take a look around now. Oh, hi, Mr. Wright. Hi, Emma. Would it be alright if we investigate in this room now? Sure, the police are all done, so go for it. Oh, remember that broken lantern? I restored it to perfection. I have to say it's some of my best work. Sounds like the repair job was a resounding success. Thanks, Emma. We'll take a good look at it, too. Well, I have to be getting back to the station. Trying to mess up the crime scene if you can help it. We'll be careful. I'll be seeing you. Bye, Emma, and thank you. Well, shall we get started? Examine. Examine the maid. No maid. Alright, fine. Oh, wait a minute. Sparkle. This is where the murder weapon, the timekeeper, was displayed. Guess it's in police custody now. Huh? What's this? A key? Let's ask the maid about it. Good idea. She might be able to tell us something. Excuse me, could I ask you a question? Oh, of course. What would you like to know? Do you know anything about this key? It's the key that starts up the timekeeper. A startup key? That's right. Oh, the first startup of love ceremony was so beautiful. The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, oh, how romantic it was. Okay. Key of love. First startup of love ceremony? What exactly did that entail? Oh, it's a ceremony in which the couple captivated the timekeeper together for the first time. I suppose it was kind of like a cake-cutting ceremony. And what are these symbols of their love you mentioned? Well, that's a kind of an industry secret, so I can't really say. I'm sorry, I better be getting back to my work. Looks like there's an order from above not to talk about it. Very strange. Hey, I think that tablecloth is new. They must have changed it since yesterday. Huh? How can you tell? Because the food stains that were there are now gone. Should have known it's because it's food related. It's another beautiful day outside, isn't it? Yeah, if only it wasn't the scene of a murder, we could really enjoy it. True. It must be tough for the maids to have to work on a beautiful day like today. Oh, we don't mind. Whoa, I didn't think you could hear me way over there. You don't think of it as a simple cleaning. It's more like we're wiping away all of the sadness stuck to this airship. Wow, talk about devoted. I guess we checked out everything of interest in this area. Okay. What about the bull? Nick! What's wrong, Maya? This hasn't moved an inch since the last time we looked at it. It would be pretty creepy if it had. Look, we're in the middle of an important investigation, so try not to shout, okay? I'm just hoping it changed somehow, you know? So it would be more interesting. The last thing we need is for things to get more interesting. Plane. A model airplane, the perfect decoration for an airline company wedding. And a propeller plane like this lends the room a great old-timey feel. Oh, I'd love to see the Steel Samurai fly a plane like this. Can you picture it? The Steel Samurai zipping through the clouds over Old Tokyo. If Sprocket Aviation ever became a sponsor of the show, I could see it happening. Why didn't I think of that? I think I'll go suggest the idea to them later. But please at least wait until after the trial is over. You do not like the NBA now? Oh no. Why? What happened, Foursquare? What did the NBA do? What a dumpster fire. What did they say? It's a hot air balloon, a symbol of humanity's ambition to take to the skies. It's kind of a romantic notion, don't you think? Yeah, but I just noticed that it doesn't seem to be tied up to the ceiling all that well. I'm sure it's fine. Please don't let it fall on my head. Whee! Another maid. Hey, take a look at that door. Wonder where it goes. Shall we open it up and see? Wait, please don't open that! They smell. Oh, they smell. Did the NBA invent smell-o-vision? And you can smell it from your own room? It leads directly outside. You'll fall to your death. Whoa, that was a close one, huh, Maya? I'll say. What if a company did invent smell-o-vision? Wouldn't that be awesome? Maybe kind of scary, but kind of awesome at the same time. Get a load of that huge set of doors. They've got all sorts of things come and go through there. Like an elephant. I'm pretty sure it's just the bride and groom. This is a banquet hall, not a circus. Ha 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 ha. Not a circus, Maya. You crazy. There's the thing. There's another maid. Excuse me, is the fog machine ready to use now? No, I'm afraid not. We only put dry ice in it when there's an actual reception. I see. That's too bad. She still wants to blast me with a cloud of smoke, doesn't she? Maya's crazy. Here's the broken lantern, all patched up, and I do mean patched. Emma said there was some of her best work, so I know she put a lot of effort into it. Hey, Mafia Babe made it! What's up? How you doing? I was worried, Mafia Babe. I was like a couple minutes away from ending stream. Oh my gosh. It continues. Your streak continues, my friend. How was your, thing that you went to? It was pretty smashed up. It must have been a lot of work to piece it back together. Well, she gets an A for effort, at any rate. Huh? The wheel handle on the back has some blood on it. It looks like somebody's gripped it with a bloody hand. Maybe the blood got there when the killer was putting old Doom and Gloom's body inside. It was fun. We watched Kung Fu Panda 2. Believe it or not, Mafia Babe, I haven't watched a single Kung Fu Panda movie. Isn't that awful? Aren't I just the worst person ever? Do you see anything else worth noting? Well, there's another one of these lanterns over there, so it might be a good idea to really compare the two later. Let me check something. Beep! Mafia Babe has unfollowed. Oh no. Well, shoot. Sorry, I guess? Ugh, kinda cringe, jeez. I knew Ultima was cringe, but not that cringe. Nah, it's fine. Oh, we can examine this again. This is the unbroken peggable lantern. And this is the one that Emma restored. Wouldn't say they look exactly the same, more that they're made of the same parts. Wait a minute. What is it, Maya? I think there's something off about this peggable. Just about everything about it looks off to me. I'm not quite sure what it is, but some detail isn't quite right. Show me the restored lantern again. Hey, I know. It's this, right? What? Where? This thing about the restored lantern that's off is the... color of the wheel color of the wheel handle. Oh, Monka S. What does Monka S mean again? I'm still not all up in my in my emote knowledge. Call me a big idiot, it's fine. Oh, look, it's the wheel handle. It's a different color altogether. Emma got the inside and outside wheels handles switched around. Oh wow, you're right. And there's blood on here. And there's blood here on this handle, as if somebody's gripped it with a bloody hand. Right. Which means that the blood got on the handle from inside the lantern. That's a real emote. Oh, I don't see it. How come I can't see the emote? It just says Monka S to me, the word Monka S. Do you think the blood got there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern? It's really hard to say at this point. Woo! Well, I think we've checked out everything relevant to this case. What are you two doing here? Wait, what are you doing here? Oh. Soren, shouldn't you be resting in bed? You're injured. Oh, it's the frog with the eyes. Oh, gotcha. The frog with the strange eyes, the meme eyes. Shouldn't you be resting in bed? You're injured. How do you know about that? Never mind. My notebook. Have you seen my notebook? I can't find it anywhere. My notebook. I need my notebook. What's the matter with him? My notebook. I have to have... Master Soren. Probably a Fraker Face Z emote. What's that? What's Fraker Face Z? It's a Pepe frog with the bulging eyes to the side. Interesting. Excuse me. Master Soren, I told you to stay in bed. My notebook. Here you go. Yes, this is it. So Soren gets emotionally unstable without that notebook of his. Phew. Looks like he's calmed down now. Soren, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I cannot allow you to do that. What if his wound were to open up again? He needs to rest. Arg, I guess you're right. Now, if you will excuse us. Master Soren, let us retire. All right. There they go. Pierce is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. So you didn't miss much, Mafia babe. One of the big things you missed is this accident here. The thing in where Soren's sister was killed. Apparently the driver was Mr. Gloomsbury. And there was a surgeon that worked on her, and I guess he quit being a surgeon because of it. The surgeon was the sister's fiancé. So that's what you missed. Little backstory. Oh no! I know. Oh look, sword! Sword. Oh, this thing? It's actually a key, but hey, it can be a sword too. There you go. Well, good night, Foursquare. Have an awesome sleep, alright? Hope to see you tomorrow for some real swords. Skyrim swords, maybe. Pierce is right. I guess he really isn't in any condition to be questioned. Well, let's go back to the agency and sort through what we've learned. Okay. Bye-bye! Good night to ya. See you tomorrow. We're back! Anybody here? Oh, hi boss. Athena? I thought you were with Chusi. I guess you could say that I'm taking a short break. But enough about me. What about the investigation? Did you find out anything? Well, turns out that the third person Ellen says she saw at the crime scene might have been Soren Sprocket. What? Really? I always thought you seemed suspicious. Thing is, by the time Soren got to the Vista deck, the murder had already occurred, apparently. No way, I don't buy that, not for a second. It's a cover-up, I tell you. That's certainly a possibility. And as a lawyer, it's certainly a possibility I have to pursue, but what? It's your job, right? So pursue the heck out of it. Just do it. Yeah, but is that really what's best for Ellen? Soren could be found guilty if the truth comes out tomorrow. But if we don't pursue this possibility, Ellen could be found guilty instead. Mafia's phone just died. Oh no! Mafia's phone! Hey, Angel Love. How you doing today? It's good to see you too. Oh man. Either way, it sure doesn't spell out happily ever after for the two of them. So what are you gonna do, Mr. Wright? I can't let an innocent person get convicted. So I guess all I can really do is pursue the truth. Even if it ends up devastating Ellen, What a tough call to make. Still, there's always a chance, right? Maybe something will come up during the trial that will save their marriage. Just a little sleepy. Ah, gotcha. Sleepiness has overtaken ya. Just to let you know, Angel Love, I know the meaning of we don't talk about Bruno now. That was last night's Disney movie. I don't know if you were there this morning when I said it, but you know now. I hope so. I really do. Well, Maya, let's go. Break the news to Ellen, you mean? Yep. Mr. Wright, please take me with you. I bet I could help you console Ellen through this piece of bad news. Oh, you was here? Okay. Pretty much everyone except Captain Chips knows now. Athena, I appreciate the offer, but don't you have somewhere else to be? Do I? Athena, what are you doing here? I've been looking all over for you. Come on now, let's get back to practicing. No, wait. My body can't take it anymore. But boss, you gotta help me. A lawyer always keeps their promises, Athena. But boss! If you bail on me one more time, Athena, I'm going to use a real blade on you. Eek! Is Trucy like psycho now? Sorry, Athena, but somebody's gotta do it. Better you than me, though. Hang in there, kiddo. Come on, Maya. We better get going. Can I examine this thing for old time's sake? Oh, I can. Oh, man. Actually, can I examine this hat? Whoa, it's one of those zigzag cabinets for dividing a person into three. Never seen one in real life before. It's one of Trucy's magic props. Oh, let's try it out. I don't know. It's probably dangerous to get in that thing if you don't know how it works. Oh, come on, Nick. Just hurry up and get in there already. Why am I the only one in the chopping block here? That's how it goes. Whoops. Okay. Visitors. Room. Hello, Ellen. How did your investigation go, Mr. Wright? Before I answer that, I need to ask you something. Was Soren with you when Mr. Bloomsbury attacked you in the reception hall? I'm sorry I kept it from you. I was afraid that he'd come under suspicion if I had told you, so I kept quiet about it. I'm really sorry. I see. I thought it was probably something like that. Listen, Ellen, I'm afraid I had to make a very difficult decision based on what I found. What kind of decision? This is very hard for me to say, but the mysterious person you saw at the scene of the crime was most likely Soren. What? In other words, in court tomorrow, I'm afraid I'll have to propose the possibility that Soren is the true culprit. No! Soren is innocent! No! But don't you see? If I don't try to pursue that line of thought, you'll be found guilty. No! Please, Ellen, calm down. Soren just can't be found guilty. I'd much rather I be found guilty instead. Ellen, you can't let yourself think like that. But, no! Marriage is for life, right? Do you really think you can run away from the truth and still be truly happy with him? You're not married, so how can you possibly understand? Sometimes you just gotta do whatever it takes to make things work. But, Nick, you talk to her. Hey, don't just dump this all on me. Mr. Wright! Oh, AFI Skyrim. What's up? Welcome to the stream. How was whatever game you're playing, is? Are you winning? I'm somehow winning. Slowly but surely. Were you winning, though? That's the question. So please, prove our innocence in court! I'll certainly do everything in my power. I just hope she doesn't lose control like this in court tomorrow. It was good. What did you play? Well, Hellfire Skyrim, I know you just raided. I know you did. But, if I don't end the stream immediately right now, it's gonna be a very short stream next time I stream this. But thank you for rating. You proved that potatoes are the most valuable resource. Oh, you were playing Minecraft, right? But yeah, thanks for rating Hellfire Skyrim. I, however, need to go. So thank you again for stopping by, guys. Next time we stream this game, guys, it's done. The game will be over. Done, finished, complete, and done. It's been a long journey, but we're finally here at the end game. So yeah, thank you all for coming. It was great to see you all. Thanks again for rating Hellfire Skyrim. Hopefully tomorrow you'll survive your Minecraftiness too. And yeah, y'all be well, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!